McDonald's harvests were bountiful. His fields, bursting with golden wheat and plump, juicy pumpkins, were the envy of his neighbors. But McDonald wasn't content with his abundance. He was consumed by greed. Every year, he hoarded his crops, refusing to share with those less fortunate, convinced that more was always better. He even refused to sell his excess produce at the market, preferring to let it rot in his overflowing barns rather than see another farmer profit. One particularly harsh winter, a terrible blizzard swept through the valley. Snow piled high, burying homes and blocking roads. Many families faced starvation, their meager stores depleted by the relentless cold. McDonald, snug in his warm house, watched the snow fall, a smug smile on his face. He had enough food to last a lifetime, or so he thought. Days turned into weeks. The blizzard raged on. McDonald, however, began to notice something unsettling. The weight of his hoard, the sheer volume of rotting produce, began to fill his barn to the point of collapse. The smell was overwhelming, a sickening stench of decay that seeped into his home. He tried to salvage some of the food, but it was too late. Most of it was spoiled and unusable. Worse still, the weight of his greed began to crush him. He'd become isolated, his neighbors too proud or too hurt to seek his help, even as they faced starvation. He was surrounded by plenty, yet he felt utterly alone, haunted by the faces of the hungry he had refused to help. The weight of his hoard was nothing compared to the weight of his guilt. When spring finally arrived, the snow melted, revealing a valley scarred by hardship. McDonald's barn had collapsed under the weight of his greed, the spoiled harvest lost. He emerged from his isolation, a changed man. He helped his neighbors rebuild, sharing his remaining resources, not out of obligation, but out of genuine remorse. He learned that true wealth wasn't measured in bushels of wheat or pumpkins, but in the kindness and generosity he showed to others. He learned that sharing his abundance wasn't a loss, but a gain, enriching his life far more than any hoard ever could.